some tea about the Traitors US. Now, I don't know if y'all want to mute this, if y'all don't want spoilers, if you don't care, give me all the spoilers. If you saw it, definitely then stick around. But if you don't want any spoilers, definitely mute your I was gonna say mute the TV or whatever it is you're watching. Because I'm like, who watches it on TV? I actually watch a lot of YouTube on my television. But anyway, so they aired 3 episodes of The Traitors. I guess it only plays on Peacock because I don't think it airs on like Bravo or any of the network channels. So they aired the first 3 episodes of The Traitors, and let me tell you, it was good. Bob came clocked into work, and he been bringing the shadiness. So this is why we need a lot more homosexuals on the show and a lot more drag race queens. So I'm gonna get into some spoilers. So and if you see Dorinda, you already know probably one of the spoilers already. Now, because she was pork chopped in the first damn episode. Now, while recalling, his decision with fellow traders Danielle Reyes and Carolyn Weiger. And the funny thing was, I already told y'all, like, I was mad because I didn't see the first episode, but I already saw like one of the blogs. I think it was Pink News, and they pissed me off with that. They went and revealed that Bob was a traitor. I'm like, I didn't even watch the damn episode yet, and here y'all go revealing in the headline that he was a damn traitor. And shout out to Alan Cumming, who was not only bringing the melodrama in regards to how he was delivering his lines and stuff when he was telling people the challenges. I wish there were more hosts that would be that as dramatic and animated as Alan Cumming. And he's been bringing the fashions this season. Definitely. Whoever his stylist is, I bow down to you. So, we had Danielle Reyes and Carolyn Weiger. They basically were going after a lot of the housewives in the beginning. So I guess to throw the house off. And then Boston Rob, he was brought in episode 2. They brought in 3 more people. So they brought in Boston Rob, from Survivor, even though in the beginning they were going to, I guess, bring him in and do like, oh, we could swap out somebody with a handshake. They were going to bring him in the house any damn way. And they brought in Wes from the challenge. I'm like, damn, Wes is everywhere. Between him and Candy Muse and New York, I'm seeing him everywhere. Like, Wes is already on Worst Cooks in America, which I'm watching, with New York. He was on House of Villains season 2, and now he's on The Traitor season 3. I'm like, Wes is getting around. I guess it just so happens that the stars have been aligning with all the shows airing, and it just so happens he's everywhere. So, but I like Wes because I'm a challenge fan. So they basically was talking about how they agreed someone from the Bravo franchise should leave because they have the strongest numbers, saying the Survivor people do not like each other. The housewives are friends. This is what Bob said on Friday, January 10th, YouTube live stream recapping the first 3 episodes. The Survivor people and the Big Brother people have all backstabbed each other. They've hurt each other, so they are not buddy-buddy. The housewives are buddy-buddy, and we do not think they will turn on themselves unless they want to make a point. So with all I guess what he's trying to say is like, yeah, go after the housewives because they're all buddy buddy and they're loyal. So if you start getting rid of them, it's a lot of backstabbing and stuff that goes on with the other team. So they'll start trying to vote off the other people thinking that they're a traitor when it turns out they're not. Because they got rid of Tony, who was on Survivor too. And I was like, damn, they went and did a clean sweep, with him. Not a clean sweep, but it was like majority of the people in the house voted for him. And he wasn't even a traitor. He was another faithful. But the only one I will say that has clocked the T and knows and got a gut feeling that Bob is a traitor is Dylan Efron, Zach's brother. He's the only one that knows that got a gut instinct that is like, Bob is a traitor. Because he's been paying attention to him. Everybody else trying to throw him off the set. And even Bob was trying to go on with his dramatics. But it was like, no, I'm still feeling like you the traitor. But I'm going to ease up a little bit. I'm like, you better stay on that. Even though I'm like, I'm rooting for Bob to make it far. I'm like, Dylan, you want it. Don't let that instinct go by you. And I'm sure watching back on the show, he's like, damn, I should have really been like on it. But I guess we'll see when we continue to watch the show. Now, despite Weiger, who's 38, thinking Medley, 60, could be a good shield, Bob, whose real name is Christopher Delmar Caldwell, but I think he goes by a different name now. Anyway, said they decided to kill the Roni alum, saying this really pissed people off on the internet. Bob said of the decision, I don't know this woman. I don't know that she's this icon on Real Housewives. I don't know if she's causing a scene. I have no clue who Dorinda is. So I'm like, girl, kill her. I don't know. Let's pick someone because they're all strangers to me. And that's what it is. I think it's because Bob is like, from Drag Race, and Bob is off doing other things. He's MCing Madonna's concert and he's doing all these other things going on. He don't know nothing about these housewives. Quiet as it's kept, you don't really see Andy Cohen inviting a lot of the Drag Race girls on there unless he got them tending bar. He don't ever have them sitting in them chairs. He just be up in there rotating and having his little housewives and stuff on there. And we've noticed, like watching the Real Housewives, how a lot of the people from Housewives have gone on to do other shows. Dorinda is no longer doing the Housewives stuff, but now she's doing, Traitors and all these other shows that she gets to go on. And Girls Trip, if that ever comes back, I don't necessarily know if we'll get Ultimate Girls Trip back, especially after the drama that happened with Caroline and Brandy. Now, they said the next morning, the contestants gathered for breakfast and discovered that Medley was missing. Now, while the group's reactions were shown on camera, Bob and Reyes, 52, were seen crying, but he insisted his emotions were genuine. He said, I was not acting. I genuinely was sad for someone to go. Her dreams got crushed. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it, but it was all still sad. I was never really acting on the show. If I was crying, I really was crying because I was emotional. It's also a crazy time in my life. And what people need to realize also is that maybe he was saying the craziness of his life and he was full of emotions. I don't think people realize this, but around the time that he started filming The Traitors, his mother had just passed away. So Bob was dealing with that. They were grieving over the death of their mom. He was doing the, Madonna celebration tour. It was a lot of stuff that was going on. So I could totally understand that maybe that that played into the fact though, I'm grieving. I just lost my mother. And now I'm off in Scotland shooting this reality show. And so a lot of emotions are high. A lot of stuff is going on. I'm having to maintain this certain composure where I'm trying to throw people off the scent that I'm not a traitor, that I'm a faithful when I'm actually a traitor. And then it's like this little crazy game you're playing. So I totally get it. And so now, while reflecting on her exit from the show, Medley said that she cried her eyes out. She told the Decider in an interview published on Friday, when I saw that envelope, it was so unexpected. First of all, I think I should have been a traitor, but it was so devastating because unlike the Housewives, where you can sort of go on and you're in control of what you say, how you say it, and you're doing what you're doing, this you just have no control over. Well, yeah, I think that's where we have a problem with the Housewives too. It's like this, y'all want to control the narrative. Now, Medley shared why she thought the Traitors went after the Housewives. She said, I just think they realize that the Housewives are strong characters. We're opinionated and we're strong. I think people easily think of me as a strong woman who's been through a lot of stuff and doesn't take a lot of bullshit. Now, after Wells Adams got banished from the castle, the Traitors' next move was to kill the Real Housewives of Dubai's Chanel Ayan, which Boston Rob joined the Traitors after the first murder, as Alan likes to say. He said, I know, guys, I know you're mad at me. Get over it. This is what he told fans on Friday before explaining his strategy, saying Ayan will never get out at the round table. This will never happen. So how are we going to get her out? We have to kill her, right? I do feel bad that she got murdered, but it is what happened. So if y'all care, The Traitor season 3 airs on Thursdays at 9. It is a good damn season. I have to say that I have been living for all the craziness and all the drama and stuff that's been going on so far. That is a lot of characters on there. I know I've almost forgot Brittany's ex-husband, Sam Asghari's on the show. He's actually playing a relatively chill game. Like, you don't really see him a lot. He did kind of go in on one of the guys because he said, oh, well, since you voted for me, I'm voting. Because he said, y'all saying I'm a traitor when I'm not. I'm like, oh, he look. I mean, I've seen Brittany's husband on Lioness season 1. That's why I was like, oh yeah, he does act. So he did appear in the first season. The show was Zoe Saldana. So yeah, Traitors definitely highly entertaining. The drama is from a scale of 1 to 10 is a 1,000. I was on pins and needles in that final couple of minutes with the episode because they had to go in and they had to put people up for murder. So one of them, or I guess a couple of them, get put in the coffin and buried alive. And then if they hear the nails in the coffin, then they are going to be murdered off the show. And they went into like this secret little passageway or whatever the case was, and they was being all loud, and I was scared because I was like, please don't one of them be up in that room walking around or happen to be in there when they come through the secret passageway wall, and then they get spotted, and then they find out who's the traitors or something. So I'm hoping it don't get to that situation where covers is blown. I'm just hoping it's the edit. But so far, I will say I'm definitely enjoying the season of the Traitors. I'm loving Bob's Edition. I do feel like they need to add a couple more homosexuals on the show. And I'm not just saying because they got Rob from The Biggest Loser. I think he was on that show, who was really skinny. And the Royal, who's with a bloke, as he said, the gay Royal that they got on there, Ivar. Because I saw a post on Twitter where T.S. Madison retweeted, and they said, get her on season 4 along with Monet Exchange. And I was like, okay, I can see that. But I said, for a bonus, y'all need to add Candy Muse. So those are the 3 I would like to see on there. Like, I don't want just one Drag Race girl representing, because y'all got a bunch of Survivors, y'all got a bunch of Housewives, y'all got all these people on there, but why we only get one person from RuPaul's Drag Race? Like, we can get a couple of queens on there. And I also remember, to wrap this up, that I was watching something. I think it was Monet's talk show where she had Adore on there, and they were saying they don't understand why they don't have them do like there should be a show with the Drag Race girls, but they doing like a physical challenge, something like The Challenge or something. I was like, that would be a perfect idea. I would love to see a show where it's like Big Brother meets The Challenge, but with drag queens. If y'all could do that where they manipulating and doing all kinds of shady stuff and then physical challenges, bitch, I would live. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.